Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about conducting scientific research as a student, and I'm going to focus on the preparation that a student has to make, in order to help them throughout the period of the research. And my presentation will have the following outline. First, I'm going to talk about psychological preparation, being psychologically prepared. Then I'll talk about being emotionally prepared also for the research. Then I'll talk about financial and logistical preparations. Then I'll summarize the presentation and bring it to a conclusion. So let's get started. Usually, scientific research, all kinds of research, is filled with so much challenges and obstacles, and these challenges could actually frustrate the efforts of the student. So it is important that as a student embarking on a research, you need to be psychologically prepared before you actually begin your research, because being psychologically prepared would actually help you make your decision, make you stick to the decision regardless of whatever challenge that you're going to face. And being psychologically prepared also helps you to affirm your decision to carry through your research regardless of the obstacle, so that once you have that at the back of your mind that the work must still go on or the work must still make progress, that psychologically in itself, can actually help you, stand your ground when the challenges actually start coming at you. Being mentally prepared will also help you deal with obstacles as you encounter them. Mind you, there are so many obstacles you're going to meet, during your research journey, and you have to deal with each one of them as you meet them. And mental preparation is key in dealing with some of these obstacles, so you don't get discouraged, so you don't break off or stop your research halfway or in the middle of the work. And as a student, embarking on research, your ability to actually jump over obstacles during your research work is one of the most important skills you ever need, because definitely there will be obstacles, definitely there will be challenges. And some of those challenges, if you're not very careful, they can actually even cause you to complete or stop, halt the research entirely. And your ability to navigate around these obstacles or jump over them will be very, very important skill. During your research period, dealing with your supervisors and other colleagues for ideas, exchange of idea discussions, or whatever it is, can be stressful sometimes, because definitely your ideas will clash. You may want to direct your work, in a direction where your supervisor disagrees with you, or your supervisor may say something you also disagree with. So all these things can actually stress you out as a student. And because of that, it is important that you are emotionally prepared, so that you will be able to relate well with your supervisors and with the other people you engage, especially in relation to matters of your research. And under no circumstances should you be offended by criticisms, or should you take criticisms personally, because you will engage with the supervisors, you will engage with others in listening of ideas. And in most of these engagements, there will definitely be criticisms. As a student of research, you must never be angry at these criticisms. You must rather listen to them and you must learn from them. And then you must actually use these criticisms to help make your work much better. If they're any good in the ideas being presented to you, you take them, you add them to your work. If the ideas being presented to you have nothing to do with your work, you ignore them and you move on. It's as simple as that. And under no circumstance should you, as a research student, fight with your supervisor or fight with anyone over a misunderstanding. It's not worth it. You should only dialogue, and come to basic agreements and stick to and execute what has been agreed upon, so you can all move forward together. And you should be prepared at all times, to engage constructively with anyone in relation to your research, your supervisor, your colleagues, other people. Even in the process where you attend conferences and all that, people are going to give you feedback differently on the kind of research you're going to do. You should be able to engage the people. You should be able to discuss dialogue, and learn as much as you can, so that the knowledge you acquire can help you actually make your research much better. Scientific research generally also requires resources, which could be expensive depending on the kind of research. You may need equipment, you may need some specialized tools, to work with, and some of these tools may be quite expensive. So as such, as a student, you must be financially prepared, so at least the basic resources you need to help carry out your work, you can actually be prepared, and be able to afford that. And especially if your research has no external funding support, then you have a limited choice but to expend personal resources. In such a case, you should understand that definitely most of the resources you're going to expend on the research you're doing would have to come from your own pocket, and you have to be prepared for that. Logistical preparation is also very important, because every kind of research requires some equipment to do. And there are two main things, in every research, which is quite important, which must be there, for a research to be successful. The first one is knowledge, and the second one is equipment. You need knowledge because the knowledge will help you navigate around the various obstacles and help you direct your work, so you can complete in peace. You also need equipment to help you if you need to do some tests, some experiments, whatever it is. The equipment will also help you carry through these kinds of activities. These are logistical issues, and you need to prepare in relation to these particular items so that you can actually carry through your research so you don't get stuck somewhere in the middle. And as a research student, you are required to gather the relevant knowledge you need to help you on a research journey, and also to get the right equipment and tools you need to help you throughout the duration of your research, because without these two main things, you cannot make progress. So in summary, scientific research generally requires preparations on the part of the student, and the student, before you embark on scientific research, you must actually be prepared. And you must be psychologically prepared, so that you don't get discouraged, when challenges begin to show up. You must also be emotionally prepared, and you should be able to engage other people, in exchange of ideas. So you can engage on a pure academic platform. And in these engagements, and under no circumstance should you actually take offense. You should only solicit for ideas, and let the ideas help you make your work much better. And you need to also be financially prepared and logistically prepared so that you can actually get all the resources you need for your research, because without logistical preparation and financial preparation, you may not be able to carry out with your work, or you may get stuck somewhere at the middle of your work. And once you're stuck, it means you cannot complete your work. And all these preparations that have been discussed above, would help you as a student navigate through the various challenges so you can bring your research to a successful completion. So your work, can actually conclude, or can actually be of benefit to the world, or whoever is in need of the kind of results that you've produced. So at this point, I'd like to thank you for making the time to watch this presentation. Thank you.